Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
We now welcome in the head coach of the New Mexico Lobos. Richard Pitino is with us after his Lobos beat 19th ranked San Diego State earlier today, 88-70. But Richard, before we ask you questions, I believe you might have a question for me.
Yeah, I just don't know if you drink a lot, day drink or whatever, but I did see something early in the year about you picking us going to the Final Four. And I said, I got to get to this guy. So I'm happy to finally meet you and wonder what the hell's wrong with you.
Hey, I didn't look like an idiot today. That's for sure. Your team's 14-3. What stood out to you the most in this win over the Aztecs?
Jaylen House missed, I think, 8 or 9 games. Jamal Mashburn Jr. missed 8 or 9 games in the non-conference. We were able to hold serve, but we haven't really had a night where those two guys were what they were last year. And tonight, certainly, Jaylen House, 26 points, Mashburn, 19 points. It just felt a little bit like last year. It was kind of a bummer that we weren't able to build that early, but we need those guys to hit shots. JT Toppin, I mean, the guy has 17 points, 16 rebounds, and is 1 for 10 from the free throw line. So we competed our butt off. The biggest thing we did was we were plus 10 on the glass. We're a team is bigger and stronger than we are.
Yeah, Richard, I wanted to ask you about JT because I don't know if that many people expected this kind of impact from him coming in as a freshman in the Mountain West. And it wasn't just tonight. He's averaging, was it 13 and 8 this season, the defensive presence. Did you see this coming from him in the offseason?
Now, we really liked him. We did. We saw him in recruiting in his high school senior year. We thought we got a steal, but you never know until they get on the campus and they're going against, Division I players. I didn't think he'd be as productive as he's been. I thought he'd be kind of a gradually go, but I mean, he was one of the best bigs on the court versus an older team. So, we really liked him, but to say that I thought he'd be this good so soon would probably be a bit of an exaggeration. But I think he can be as good as he wants to be. He just fills a stat sheet: 17 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 blocks on national TV as a freshman is pretty good.
True or false that you are JT Toppin's free throw shooting coach?
Man, that was unbelievable. We've been, him and Nelly Jr. Joseph have not been good. I asked him, he's at my house right now. We have a recruit over. I said, were you horrible in high school? He goes, no, I was really, really good. So we'll work on it. But I don't think I've ever seen that where you play so well and go 1 for 10 from the free throw lines. Hopefully he doesn't beat himself up over it for sure.
Hey, I said going into this game that I thought this was kind of your Super Bowl this year, and it could really change your entire season. We know what you guys did early last year, and then you didn't end up making the NCAA tournament. Obviously, getting a win like this against a program that, again, has so much respect nationally, what does it do, not just for your resume, but maybe for the program psyche, for your confidence of your players?
Yeah, I think you brought up last year. I think there was this little bit of a cloud of, oh, is this going to happen again? Because we started off so great, I don't think any of us thought we'd be so good so early in year 2, but I definitely thought there was a little bit of that feeling amongst our fans and in the air. So it was great to get a decisive win like this because in our 3 losses, now the St. Mary's game, Nelly Jr. Joseph had just gotten here. Jaylen House didn't play. But the 2 losses in conference, although we were able to come back, we were down double digits in those games. So it's not so much the shame of losing on the road in conference because it's hard to win those games. It was the way that we lost that was so frustrating. So you hate to say as a coach that it is a must win, but it certainly felt like we needed to take advantage of this opportunity and stack some good quality wins like this one.
Yeah. Richard, when you look at the Mountain West, heading into conference play when it started, the conversation was, we got New Mexico, we got Colorado State, we got Nevada out here rolling. We have San Diego State just coming off a Final Four. And you look up today, and the two teams that are in first place are Utah State and Boise State. Well, what does it say about how difficult this league is?
You know, I really believe it's not quite there yet, but it could be the West Coast equivalent to the Big East. Now, we have football. Big East does not have football. But there's a lot of programs that really, really care. And you kind of brought up, like, Boise State played the toughest schedule in the non-conference of anyone in our league. So they may have some losses, but Dagenhart could play anywhere in the country. He's really, really good. The venues, I believe ours, when it's good, is one of the best in the country. Like, I don't think it's any close, but San Diego State's terrific. Utah State, the job that Danny Sprinkle is doing with losing as many guys as he did is phenomenal. Utah State's really, really hard to play. So I think there's some programs with some stability. Nico Medved's done an amazing job. He's been there a while. Steve Alford's been at Nevada now for a couple of years. He's building something special. So it's continuity more than anything. Obviously, Brian Dutcher's been there for a long time as an assistant head coach. But I do believe if we continue to improve as a conference, there's no, especially now with the Pac-12 kind of breaking down, why we can't be like the Big East in the West. And why I say that is I really believe all the schools, like San Diego State's had the most success, but all the schools are pretty similar for the most part. The jobs are pretty similar. And I look at the Big East the same way. I mean, you could argue 1 through 8, what are the best jobs? And everybody would probably give a different answer.
All right. I'm going to give you a quote from a coach today, another coach around the country. And I want your thoughts on this quote. It was really insightful. I mean, truly an insightful quote that I think you'll really enjoy.
Some type of setup going on right now, but I'm waiting. Go ahead.
I don't feel good when we lose. I effing hate the world. Just so you understand that. No, I don't feel good. I don't believe in those valiant efforts in the road. I feel like I want to kill myself, jump in the cold, and die of frostbite. First of all, can you guess what head coach said that earlier today?
Yeah, tad extreme at the end there. That turned dark quickly. That cold weather up there in the upper Midwest can get him. I experienced it for 8 years. I think more, here's what I'll say about my dad, and I truly do, but one of his greatest qualities, and I worked for him for 3 years, he gets everybody to hate losing so bad. The trainer will be going up to the players like, come on, man, we can't lose tonight. Don't ruin this for everybody. Like everybody, the managers, he builds such a, and I don't do this because it's just, I don't want to be miserable, right? So I'm like, he can live through that. But he creates a culture where you despise winning. It's never attaboy, guys, we almost won at Creighton. Like, it never is that. So I don't know who they play next. I got a feeling, though, they'll be hungry and ready to go.
Well, they've got a road test at Seton Hall, who's in first place in the Big East next on Tuesday night. I do want to ask you, going back to your group and how special your team is, give America the best Jaylen House story that you've got.
Man, he is a unique one. And I don't know if people truly know because we haven't played a game like we have tonight. When I say high energy, when I say he relishes being the bad guy, we won at San Diego State last year. He had 28 points. I swear to God, he loves wrestling. He was turning it into like he was this villain, and there's 12,000 people screaming at him. He loves every single second of it. And the amazing thing about Jaylen is he is an introvert off the court. He's like a performer on the court, and he just loses his mind. And sometimes our fans get a little bit frustrated with him. And I told Brian Dutcher when I walked up the court at halftime, because Jaylen was, doing an and one right in his face, and I'm yelling at him to stop doing that. And I apologized to Coach Dutcher, and he put his arm around me and said, I wouldn't mind having him on my team tonight. And that's just the type of player that he is. So he is, he's fearless. He is tough. He's about as dynamic a player that probably people don't know about.
All right, I got one final thing to end this on, and that is there's a little bit of a tiff going on between two Big East head coaches right now. A little sparring, little verbal spat between the guy at St. John's and the guy at UConn. Who are you siding with there?
You know, Jeff, if you're going to ask all the Rick Pitino questions, why don't you have him on the show and not me? Right, Rob? I mean,
no, I wanted you on that one. By the way, I haven't talked to you since. Me and your dad have made up. There was no,
great.
I believe it
really
was
weighed
you,
on me greatly.
Yeah,
No,
you were really worried.
was
You went
you.
to bed at night thinking this will never correct itself.
So the
This
funny
was
part about it,
Richard's fault.
yeah, no, it's
He
not.
blamed it on you.
The funny part about it is Danny Hurley, who I consider a friend. I don't know if he's a close friend by any means, but Kamani Young is one of my best friends in this world. So I kind of love getting in the middle of all this and being from afar and trying to stir it up a little bit. I don't know the whole backstory of it. The Northeast corridor up there, everybody fights with everybody all the time. I don't know if it's the traffic or the cold weather. So I always got to side with family, but I talked to Kamani today and we laugh about it all the time.
You faced Iona. Is New Mexico open to facing St. John's in a potential series of some sort? Since the Mountain West and Big East are so similar, as you said, would the Lobos be interested in the Garden and maybe a return game at the Pit?
It was funny this year. My dad gave me a date, said it's done. We're going to play December 21st. And I said, let's do it. And as that happened, Bob Walsh, who I worked with at Providence College, texted me on the side. He goes, your dad doesn't know the dates. That date is not available for St. John for the Garden. So I would be open to it. I mean, it's a little annoying with the media. No offense to you guys, but you get asked a lot of questions and those things. But if my athletic director provides a private plane, I will gladly go up there. I think it would be great for our players. It would be great for our fans. And we have struggled with scheduling, so it would be something where it could be a quality win for sure. So I would do it, a quality win opportunity for sure. But I'd love to do it.
You call it a quality win. Just call it a quality win.
Already called it. Yeah, easy game.
Quality win, and on the other side, someone who would apparently jump into the Hudson River if he loses.
I don't want to be responsible for him ending his life this late in his career.
That's Richard Pitino. Richard, I'm not changing anything on my predictions. Keep it rolling at 14-3. Best of luck the rest of the year, and maybe I'll see a psychiatrist in 2024.
Thank you. Yeah, CBI Final Four. We will be there. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.